Here we go. Bobcat, 317 Bobcat, our buddy Bobby Wisher, desperately trying to sell this house. Again, world's biggest front lawn, extending all the way to like the edge of the cul-de-sac. And let's take a look here. There's a bird up top on the roof. Double garage. This house, I'm gonna just like pro and con everything almost as I'm walking through it today. Good amount of foliage and a storage shed looking contraption here on the side of the house leading to the backyard. I'd say, fence, decent condition, maybe an original fence from the late 90s, but all things considered, not too bad. A little bit of settling. You can kind of see that here. You can kind of see that in some of the cracks in the driveway. You can also see that as you're approaching on some of this concrete leading up the steps. I don't know what is going on here, like mouse feces, it almost looks like. I don't know if they ever come back and even check on this place to clean it up, but that's why this place is the bizarro world of Devonshire, because it is all the potential in the world. Just needs fixing. You do smell the smell almost instantly. I would plan to replace these carpets before you even set foot in the house. But again, the positives are so freaking positive. Oh, let's just talk about square footage. I mentioned that in a text last night. I don't know what this listing agent is doing. He took the advice of his lister, which he spelled incorrectly on the MLS, by the way, and claimed that downstairs was 500 square feet. We obviously know that's not the case. So when we were over next door, saying to ourselves, how in God's green earth could this be 200 square feet larger? It's not. It's 800 square feet smaller. So this just is the definition of, unlimited potential. If you get some new carpets in here, boy, is it going to feel nice. The guard railing and the trim is in pretty decent shape. I don't see too much evidence of, no, I take that back. Little gnawing, nothing that couldn't be fixed. But you're talking about replacing carpet every which way. Dumbwaiter somewhere? Maybe in the kitchen. But good God, these ceilings, it's got to be 20, 25 feet. It just has such a mansion feel. Kitchen. Let's focus on positives and negatives. Flooring is great. There's literally nothing wrong with the flooring at all, other than like a couple patches of wear and tear. You got I wouldn't call it a walk-in cabinet, but pretty darn big place for food storage. I'm gonna have to paint the shelves, but other than that, in good shape. You got your crappy appliances, this hole with this microwave from the 1920s. They did manage to get a stainless steel fridge in here. That's nice. Everything else, not too bad. I don't hate the light fixtures. I do kind of hate the stove, but the island's fine. The wood paneling is just fine, but you're gonna have to probably get rid of these countertops. Oh, dumbwaiter, go in, just dig a hole up to the ceiling. You'll be good. Backsplash. It's good materials. Dated. I do like the window here. You can't, again, with the pros and cons of this place. Not the world's best view, but plenty of light. Very naturally bright in here. And you want to talk about open floor concepts. This is as open as it gets. So tall, these ceilings. Clear designated area for your kitchen table. Light fixtures are fine. Humongo living room. I assume you kind of have to put your TV down there. It's a little peculiar, it's kind of low right next to your fireplace, but I don't know. That's just being nitpicky. It's totally fine. Hang out here in your living room with plenty of space, built-in audio, which I assume you could access through some kind of input over there. Study, definite study area with your French doors. Big, tall, beautiful, bright windows facing the land title office and the dentist across the street, as well as your backyard. I mean, God, this place is big. What's over here? Okay, this is going to be your garage access. You do have a linen closet downstairs, and kind of nice that your garage leads directly to where your laundry is. That makes total sense. Built-in security system. And oh yeah, I sort of forgot. This place also has like a truly oversized garage. A little bit of light between the bottom of the garage door and the concrete, indicating some settling, but not really anything to worry about. This is Colorado. Ladders, hooks, and you could easily, just size and scope, fit a third car back here. It is deep, it is wide, it is tall. You have a door leading to your side yard back here for access. And what's that? That's a plug. Yeah, and a pretty decent workspace. I mean, if you set up a bench or something, you'd probably limit your ability to park this second car. So maybe it doesn't have like extreme width. That is what she said. But you do have lots of places to store your garage dirty items. Garage door opener appears to be in good shape. Old person railings. But damn, that third area, you could fit just about anything in there. Walk in and immediately come over here to our designated laundry room. Good amount of space, good amount of lighting. 220 volt plug, water, cabinets, storage, tile down here. Why is that not covered up? I don't know. It just isn't. It's just a big hole. I'd assume you could get some kind of like grate over that, or grate over that, and it would be totally fine. More storage. Yep. Clean. Nice. Very good. You know, the walls, I'll give the walls credit. The walls are in pretty good shape, paint-wise. Technically a full bath down here. You got your bathtub, toilet and sink combo. Oh, there's some spiders. It's so weird, this house. I mean, it's like they don't care almost. But there's so much potential here. I don't necessarily hate the tile in the bathroom. Again, a little dated. It's probably original, but in 1998, this was brand spanking new and like the nicest stuff you could buy. And then these folks just lived in it until their parting days and didn't do much renovation before they left it to their kiddos. All right, let's go outside. Let's check out this. I don't want to see this deck again because the deck, it's a bit of a problem. I mean, it's not bad. It's nice. I'm trying to envision, how would you actually fix this thing up? It doesn't feel structurally bad. It's not like it's sinking into the ground or has slope that really concerns me. Is that an active light fixture or just something chilling? It's weird. There's a humongous AC unit over there. Lots of area for the dogs to run, obviously, on the sides. I don't know, if you were to like strip down the wood, seal it, paint it, it might be salvageable. I don't know if it's like a tear down project necessarily. I don't think that's probably the worst of it right there. A little bit of chipping and degradation. Maybe you could buff it and really get it back to normal and be just fine. That might be a project. I mean, I don't know. It's not like cracking or chipping or falling apart necessarily. It's just peculiar. A little bit of an eyesore. And then you have your man-made benches back here with your concrete slabs. This was a DIY that is weird. It's just very uneven. So I don't know if you rip this thing out altogether and just fill it with rock or start over. I mean, it's keepable. It's just not very tidy, not very neat. Flower beds on this side. And you do have like what I would guesstimate is your original fence. Not in poor shape not in great shape. It just looks like a 27-year-old fence. There's a concrete slab leading from the garage to the side. Got some flower beds that they just, they did like a lot of DIY. We're gonna garden, we're gonna hang out in the patio stuff. And it's a little rough around the edges, but not insurmountable. Little patch of grass back here. Could probably be revived with a little water. Here's where you're bordering the street. I'd say the condition of the fence, again, is pretty consistent around the perimeter. Not great, not horrible. Maybe you could put some sealant on it and get some more years out of it. If not, you're probably looking at a replacement at some juncture, coordinating with your neighbors to do that. Oh, what's up, squirrel? Yeah, so you got a U-shaped grass strip. Doggies could definitely run around. I doubt there's any possibility they escape. You've got good height on the fence. I don't hear too much noise from the street. We're not that far. We're pretty far away from 287. We're close to this street here. I think it's 42. But as far as the busy street, you can kind of see the cars in the distance driving. It doesn't distract me all that much. It's not that bad. Dig up these ugly weeds, and you probably have a pretty clean rock xeriscape situation surrounding your patio. Whether or not the patio is salvageable, it's hard to say. I'm going to try to get a lot of shots of what we're looking at so you can use your best judgment to make that determination. It's tough to say. But, the windows, even though they are a little older, were state of the art when they were put in and still really look very nice. Doggy door and this door probably need a little love. Great flooring. I do love the flooring that isn't carpet in this house. I will absolutely give them credit for that. Let's go upstairs first. So that's downstairs. I don't know if you could even buy enough furniture to fill that downstairs. It's crazy. Little ledge for plants. Lighting, nothing wrong with that. Place your carpet up here. So this is kind of like a landing area / study part 2. I do like this circular fan thing they installed. That's nice. Big, huge windows. World's best view? Certainly not. Great windows, great space, huge room. Let's take a left. I think this is the primary. So you do have like the nice recessed drywall up there. Perfectly fine light fixture, humongous 3-window situation. So much natural light. And that view. Big, beautiful room. If carpet were just better. Carpet does continue into the bath where you have this jacuzzi, nice jacuzzi. Very deep, very big. Natural light, his and hers bath. Oh yeah, this is the one where like, Suzanne, Gordon, Gordon, this is all you get. Sorry. Unlike the last house, you have a legit walk-in closet. Plenty of room in here to put whatever you need. That must be like the old school circuitry on the cable or phone system. Stand-up shower. So this is a true 5-piece bath in here, and that's a nice selling point. Good for resale value. 2 different kind of tiles as you lead into your private bath. Yeah, they definitely had old person stuff going on in here. But God, I mean, it's so big. It's so big. It's nice to have these like doors separating you from you and your 5-piece bath if you need to feel separate. This house is every bit of, God, what is it, 4,200 square feet at least. So here's the Annabelle bedroom situation. I think we had looked at this when we were here because this is the bigger of the two and it has its own private bath. So your guest bed has windows facing the street. The very tacky wallpaper that you want to pull down. And the glowy stars on the ceiling. But on the pro side, I'd call that a walk-in closet. It's not huge, but it's big enough to get the job done. And then your own private, 2-sink bath, his and hers Sinks for her would be pretty tremendous. This is going to be a shared bath situation. There's actually a connecting door. Toilet, same kind of ugly tile situation as downstairs, but in relatively good condition. I would say it hasn't suffered too much during the years. And it's pretty clean. Pretty clean in general. So yeah, if you were to... Oh, and they have the same kind of situation over here. Leading out into what would be the other bedroom option, maybe your guest bed. This faces the backyard. It's a little more straightforward. 2 huge windows again. This place has great windows. And a closet, which is bigger than your average bear. That's a deeper, more tiered closet than you would probably get in a lot of places. Certainly a lot bigger than what you would get over at like Devonshire. So trying to give this house credit where it deserves credit. Here's the view from like the banister. Holy shit. I mean, right? Will the knees be able to take this over the years? I don't know. How many steps are we talking? 6, followed by another 10. That is for you guys to discuss. Let's go see this crazy ass basement. This carpet's different than the carpets on the other 2 levels. It's not better or worse. It's very old school. It doesn't smell as much like doggy down here. Maybe they didn't let the dogs come downstairs. And then you have just this weird, sort of fascinating live-in situation downstairs. You make the right, you head over to this area that has unfinished walls. I mean, you have the original concrete that I'm running my hands around. But at least at some point, someone decided to begin, or maybe it came installed with the house, this kind of like wood bottom finishing. So if you were to put in some drywall, it might present perfectly nice. Whoa, that is going to need a battery. So you go from concrete over here to actual drywall. So it's like they started, but didn't finish. And if you just kind of ignore the weird paint colors, this could be a great livable space for someone, complete with, you know, escapable window, and there's your sub pump. What else is in here? Some kind of, maybe that's your sprinkler system controls, but like a very decently nice sink and cabinets and yeah, nice enough materials, your dedicated fridge. I mean, you could figure out a way for someone to live down here. The lighting's not horrible. And then if you were to come down this, oh, here's your cat door to go get in the crawl space so they can inhale fiberglass. This place is so interesting. Humongous storage space underneath staircase. Curl around. Okay, so now you're looking at drywall again. So they did some work, and you have this baby blue looking situation that leads up to access to the back of your furnace. I don't know why that's necessary or even wanted. I mean, maybe it's just to get like to the back of this very large HVAC situation, and on some level that's smart, on some level that's peculiar. But, oh yeah, this guy, remember him? Here we go. I mean, again, you could live down here. If you fix this up, this could be its own freaking living space because you got bath, shower, sinks, you know, the mirrors are fine. You put a coat of paint on this wall and maybe, I don't know, figure out this tile or put up some glass reservoirs there and you'd be looking good. Tiles cracked in a few places, so maybe you'd have to consider replacing that. But I mean, if you had the wherewithal and the budget to fix this up, this is its own world down here. God, it just keeps going. Another room. Doesn't have a kitchen like the other side, but does have an escapable window, a nice little revolving fan. Here's your door to actually get back to your mechanicals. Ugh. Doorknobs falling off. Yeah, it's such a weird situation. They kind of force everything right up in your face as you walk in, which I guess explains why they have the access doors on the access doors on the other side. I don't want to step in here too far because there's kind of just fiberglass chilling, but yeah, it looks nice enough. Maybe I should take the time to look at the years. Get some light in here. I mean, eyeballing it, I don't think it's ancient. I don't think it came with the house, is what I'm saying. I think it's newer than 1998. And then this connects all the way over there. Oh, tankless water heater. Again, credit where credit is due at this place. They did some things. And the tankless water heater is very sexy. And then just a bunch of empty space for storage or what have you over here. Let's get out of here before I get bitten by a spider. Love the tankless water heater. So then you have this matting, which is in substitute of laying down carpet. I guess this was preferable to having the concrete be exposed. Maybe this was like a workout room situation. Again, escapable window. Not technically a bedroom because there's no closet, but this could be used for something. Get some real flooring in here. It does kind of sink on this side. I will say that. Definitely lower where I'm standing than this side. Really digging the purple. I mean, this might have been a kid's room, workout room. I don't know. I have no idea. So yeah, the world is your oyster downstairs, and it doesn't reek of cat urine. I will say that. I don't think they let the animals down here, but if you wanted to make it livable, you'd have some work cut out for you. But if this house were totally finished and looking nice and popping, I really do think it is a borderline $1 million house. There's just a question of how much effort and money and time are required to pull that off. I don't know. So this is this is Bobcat, the house that if you want to, invest in renovating it while you're living here over the years, wobbly handrail, it could be like a fucking mansion. I mean, it really could. The only question is, do you want something that's turnkey or do you want something that's going to be a passion project kind of situation over time? That is what we're looking at in terms of the dichotomy between Bobcat and this other place. But I really, even though I kind of make fun of it as we're walking through it, it's an amazing investment opportunity. Really is. I mean, if you could buy this thing for $750,000 and put $100K into it, basically have $1 million house, be sitting there with a mortgage that is easily $1,000 less than what you'd be paying over at Devonshire, then I don't know. That's a conversation. These are things we got to consider. So, Bobcat, third go around. Maybe there'll be a fourth. Who knows? I think that's going to conclude my tour. Dumbwaiter somewhere. Pulley system. Over the railing. We'll figure it out.